Minecraft with random block drops is a very popular challenge run, and the idea behind it is very simple. Every time a block is broken, it will drop something that it is not supposed to, and this also applies to defeating mobs or looting chests, among other things. In a typical playthrough of Minecraft, the progression is fairly normal. The player would chop some wood, craft a pickaxe, mine some stone, craft a pickaxe, mine and smelt some iron, craft a pickaxe, find diamonds, craft a pickaxe, mine obsidian, go to the nether, find a fortress, kill blazes, get pearls, find the stronghold, enter the end, and defeat the dragon. With randomized drops, this progression varies a lot. You can't simply collect some wood, because if we try to chop a log, we'll just get something like a green bed. This is bad, because there are so many things that I need to beat the game. Most importantly, blaze rods and ender pearls. I'll need to check every single drop in the game until I find what I need to beat it. Now, there are some parts of this challenge that are actually easier than that of the base game, including being able to get lots of overpowered loot very early on, as well as sometimes not even needing to go to the nether. That's why, as an extra challenge, I'm going to try to speedrun the game with this modified loot on a random seed faster than the world record, using the knowledge I gathered from the first run. Will I be able to succeed? Let's find out. Alright. It's so whack, because, like, I'll break grass. Grass is blaze rods. Dude. Holy sh**.
No way!
Grass is blaze rods. This is insane. This is insane. Okay, so you're obviously cheating, right? How on earth do you expect me to believe that you get blaze rods on your first try? Very nice question, Honk Hiddly. I will get right to that. For full transparency, this is my 6th attempt at the challenge. The first 5 attempts either took too long, or I made a lot of silly mistakes which I thought would make bad content. It's actually very common in this challenge to get a rare or overpowered drop from a common item, and it's not that crazy considering the blaze rods could have dropped from something like diorite, or sand, or maybe even kelp. In every single one of my attempts, punching grass is the first thing I do, so I got insanely lucky that I got blaze rods from the first thing I checked.
Dude,
Yo, I just need, if I get pearls, I could, like, do it. Oh my god! What was that?
What?
What was that? That was this. That was
What?
this. That was... I then proceed to get the ender chest drop from grass blocks. This is a big help, but not as rare, and not actually required to beat the game, because again, I do not need to go to the nether.
What the?
And then it's just the ender chest drop. I just need pearls.
What?
Dude, I've barely tried anything. I haven't tried like a single wood.
It's just lanterns, interesting.
What? Oh, it's okay, what drops cod and salmon? End city loot is oak leaves.
What
You can't make this up. End city loot is some of the most overpowered loot in the game, and it drops from one of the most abundant resources in the game.
Dude, this is the craziest amount of luck.
You wanna see something funny?
What?
Look at this.
Oh my god. Holy. Are mob drops randomized?
Yeah, look at this. Here. Door.
Forbidden steak.
At this rate, I thought I was going to complete the challenge on my first try. Literally the only thing I needed was ender pearls. But I did not know what I was getting myself into. Some notable drops I found included an infinite way to get wood, through orange carpets dropping both acacia wood and orange wool, but I later found a similar but much more easily farmable drop from fire. I found my second way of getting obsidian, as the fortress chest loot drops from lapis lazuli blocks, which in turn drop from cactus. Another one which had me confused was diorite slabs dropping fishing loot, which confused me until I realized that it was in fact fishing loot. The weirdest drop of all was when I broke the waxed weathered cut copper stairs. Huh. That's weird.
I think I want them to kind of not totally go back to the old seed distribution, but just kind of like shift a little bit back to it, where it's like villages are peace and temples are just slightly less common.
Yeah, that would be cool, like a 60-40 thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've just stopped playing ranked because like the only reason I like would play ranked is because BTs and ships are like, or BTs are like very common.
Red banner. What was that from? It was one of these. It was one of these. It was one of these.
But like BTs are like the most common or something.
Oh, it's iron blocks. It's iron blocks. It's iron blocks. I was finally able to get ender pearls after over an hour from an item path I had since the start of the run. This goes to show how important it is to check your bases, because who knows what other insane drops I could have missed. After gathering more pearls, finding the stronghold, and defeating the dragon, I clocked in with a final time of 1 hour, 32 minutes, and 1 second. But now it's time for the real challenge. Beat the game with this loot on a random seed faster than the world record. In my first runs, I tried to find a lava pool so I could punch the fire to obtain wood and wool I needed to craft beds for killing the dragon. This strategy proved to be very ineffective. I would take too much damage from the fire, and it wouldn't net me enough resources for it to be worth it. I eventually realized that I would have to find another way to get wool and wood. I initially thought of finding a drop for coal and gunpowder to craft fire charges, both for getting wood and lighting the portal, but there was an even easier path hiding right under my nose. By spawning next to a desert, I could mine cactus to obtain lapis blocks, and later mine those in hopes of getting a flint and steel from the fortress chest loot table. With the flint and steel in hand, I could both gather wood and wool, while also being able to consistently light my portals. It wasn't before long until I got some good pace with this strategy. In one run, I managed to get a 431 stronghold, but I lost the run to the dragon flying away while performing the zero cycle. My next run was looking to have my fastest pace yet, at a blistering 340 second portal time. Unfortunately, I missed the stronghold entirely, forcing me to reset. After losing this insane pace, I was feeling very demotivated. I had been resetting for quite a while, and I was feeling very tired. I decided to do one last attempt. If this didn't hit, I would hang it up and quit the challenge. I spawn in right next to some cactus, which is very nice because, as I said, lapis lazuli is very good for getting flint and steel for lighting the portal and also getting wood. Now, I'm able to get all the blaze rods I need while going over to the tree, and the most important thing that I need from the tree right now is iron, so I'm able to both craft shears and also arrange my inventory in a way to collect all the iron from the drops from the trees, because there's going to be a lot of items in my inventory, and a lot of them I don't even need, even though it's some of the best loot in the game. Now eventually I'm satisfied with the loot I have, but I don't have a good pickaxe. Now having a good pickaxe is important, because I'm going to be mining a lot of iron blocks, which I want to have a good level of efficiency for, and I see efficiency 5 iron pickaxe right there that I'm happy with. And also, efficiency is also good for insta-mining through netherrack, which is really good for getting to your second portal. Now, after clearing my inventory, I'm ready to start rolling some trades, and I do get my flint and steel there, which I'm happy with. Now I'm able to follow the path from the grass block to be able to get the red mushrooms to get black wool, and the black wool drops the ender chest to drop, giving me 24 obsidian, which is definitely enough. Now I'm able to spam my flint and steel here. Breaking the fire is what causes the wood and the wool to drop. And you can see the items catch on fire, but I'm able to collect them in my inventory right before they disappear. Now, I get enough for 9 beds here, but it's actually more like 8 because I'm going to be using one of those beds to death reset, and I can't take it with me. Now, I do end up deciding to mine the iron blocks in this little hole here, just so the banners don't go everywhere and it takes me a while to get up. This is just this is just a consistency play, so I can get all the banners I need. But as I was saying about the beds, I do have 9 of them, which I guess is like a bit more than I need, but I want to be going for a 0 cycle almost every time when I enter the end, and this allows me to go for some like weird side setups where I might need to spend an extra bed to gain more height on the dragon. But I do end up crafting 2 gold axes on the off chance I get like a lot of iron, but I think I only end up using 1 for mining all of these banners here, and I'm able to get all my pearls, and I end up getting 19, which is enough, but usually you want a little bit more. And you can see I actually split my blaze rods there to craft 10 eyes, so I have more for sending to the stronghold, and maybe an extra one for the 0 cycle if it's a 2-eye or more. Now, I do end up getting my measurement. I don't have my Ninja Brain bot on screen, but it is around anywhere from 1200 to 1600 blocks I found on average is the usual blind travel from home portal. There's probably someone who knows the actual average, but that's how it felt like doing attempts like this. I think my closest stronghold I've ever gotten from a home portal has been 1100 blocks, and that felt really close. And that was actually in my old PB run, which is very nice. But luckily for me, this terrain is very nice. There is quite a bit of lava, which I'm not a fan of, because one of the main differences between now and, or between this run and doing normal runs where you're going to the stronghold ready to crank out the end game, is that usually you have fire res, but here I don't have fire res, so I will be playing just a bit safer. I don't really want to end up in the lava. I'm not a fan of that. But I know I'm very close to the stronghold now, so what I think I end up doing is digging through this wall here. Yeah, I end up pulling it out. I do have some magma, so I'm able to sprint, crouch, jump, which is something you can't do in the newer version, so very happy that I'm playing 116 here. And I think I'm on chords here, so I decide to mine out a spot for my second portal, and I'm able to go into the stronghold. It's not my fastest time, but it is very decent. I think it ends up being 413 stronghold, so definitely over 30 seconds slower than my fastest pace ever, but it can still be a very solid run, and most definitely on pace to beat my full time, especially with a 0 cycle. Even without a 0 cycle, very, very realistic that that happens. I get a little bit confused on the nav here, not really liking my spike. I end up hearing it though, either above or below me, end up digging down directly into this portal room, and don't have enough health to enter just yet, so I end up going to death reset. Almost place wood to death reset, but decide to place obsidian just so my setup doesn't burn. Very low chance of that happening, but still want to be safe. End up getting everything back into my inventory, and it is a 2-eye, which is nicer for the 0 cycle, and it's an open spawn, which means that I should, in theory, be able to hit this. Ends up being a back 0, a little bit scary, and there, back 1-8. I'm really bad at 1-8 because my bridging is bad, and if you're good at bridging, you're going to hate this footage because I'm incredibly cowardish when it goes to bridging. But I end up pushing 93 as well, and I'm barely able to make it even with this bad bridging, and I'm able to 0 cycle the dragon. Now this is not my cleanest 0 by any means. Usually when I'm 0 cycling, I like to have a crossbow or a bow, or some projectile to do extra damage, but I'm able to get it done in like 7 or 8 beds. Yeah, it was 7 beds, so definitely not my cleanest 0, but I was able to get it done. And this run ends up being, I believe it's a 5:53, so beats my goal time by over a minute. I'm happy with it. The 180, pretty difficult for me, but I'm still happy with this run. I was able to finish the run with a time of 5 minutes and 53 seconds. over a minute faster than the current world record that uses vanilla loot drops. Needless to say, I was very happy with this time. I am by no means the best speedrunner, and there are plenty of runners who are more talented than I am. If you think you have what it takes to push this loot seed to its limits, I will be putting it in the description because I know that this can be so much faster than the time I got. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing, as it's the best way to support the channel. If you didn't enjoy this video, leave a comment to tell me why. That's all from me. Gray out.